You've felt it, haven't you? That strange sensation that something about this world isn't quite right. That behind the routines, the screens, the noise, there's a deeper layer. Something hidden. You can't quite name it. But you know. You feel it when the world feels hollow, when you scroll endlessly but feel nothing, when you wake up but don't feel awake. So let's be honest. The Matrix is real, but not like the movie told you. There are no robot overlords, no physical plugs in the back of your head. The truth is stranger, more subtle, and infinitely more powerful. Because the Matrix is mental, it's emotional, it's energetic. It's the invisible web of beliefs, patterns, and programs that tell you who to be, what to want, and how to stay asleep. And the most brilliant part? You were taught to believe that you are free while every part of your system was wired to obey. Think about it. From the moment you were born, you were given a name, a nationality, a religion, a list of rules to follow. You were taught what's possible and what's crazy, what's acceptable and what's dangerous, not through force, but through repetition, through media, through silence, through the deep, invisible mechanisms of collective hypnosis. And now, many are waking up. Maybe you are, not because someone handed you a red pill, but because your soul is remembering. In the next part, we'll explore exactly what the Matrix is made of and how it keeps you trapped without a single wall. Let's go deeper. So what is the Matrix? It's not a place. It's not a system you can touch. It's a frequency, a code, a collective trance. The Matrix is made of thoughts that were never yours, of dreams you were told to dream, of fears installed long before you could question them. It's the invisible blueprint that tells billions of people to wake up, go to work, consume, compete, compare, sleep, repeat. And the wildest part? You helped build it. Unknowingly. Every time you said, "This is just how life is." Every time you swallowed your truth to fit in. Every time you denied the whisper inside you and obeyed the noise outside. That's how the Matrix survives. Through compliance, through comfort, through quiet agreement. It's not about control through violence. It's about control through belief. Because if you believe you're small, you won't try to be big. If you believe the world is dangerous, you'll trade your freedom for protection. If you believe success is money and status, you'll never question the cost of your soul. The Matrix feeds on your energy, but not like a vampire, more like a mirror. It reflects back what you accept as true. So if you believe you are unworthy, it will show you rejection. If you believe you are alone, it will isolate you. But if you dare to believe that you are powerful, divine, limitless, the Matrix begins to crack, not outside, but inside, because the first walls to fall are the ones in your own mind. And once you see them, really see them, you'll never be the same. In the next part, we'll explore what happens when the cracks begin to show, when reality starts glitching, and how that glitch might be your greatest gift. Let's keep going. So how do you know you're waking up? It rarely comes with a bang. More often, it begins with a glitch. You start to notice things. A conversation that feels scripted. A job that drains your soul. A moment of déjà vu that shakes your core. You start asking questions no one else seems to care about. Why am I doing this? Is this really who I am? Who decided this was normal? These are not small thoughts. They are cracks, tiny fractures in the programmed mind, and through those cracks, light begins to leak in. The system calls it anxiety, burnout, depression. But what if it's not dysfunction? What if it's initiation? When your soul starts waking, everything that isn't you begins to fall apart. The job, the relationship, the identity, the mask. It's not because you're failing, it's because you're remembering. The The Matrix was never meant to withstand a fully awakened human being. So it trembles. It malfunctions. You begin to notice synchronicities, numbers, symbols, strange dreams, divine timing. You start to feel energy, sense intention, hear what isn't said. And at first, it can be terrifying. Because waking up isn't comfortable. It's disorienting. You don't know who you are anymore. You don't trust what you once believed. And the world you helped build no longer feels like home. But here's the truth. You're not breaking down. You're breaking out. Out of the illusion, out of the agreement, out of the dream someone else gave you. You're starting to see that reality isn't as solid as it seemed, that your thoughts shape your perception, that your energy shifts your experience. This is where it begins. In the next part, we'll explore what happens after the awakening and how to walk through this world without falling back asleep. Because escaping the Matrix isn't about leaving it. It's about mastering it. Let's go deeper. So you've seen it. The cracks, the patterns, the illusion. You've felt the shift. You've tasted the truth. But now comes the real challenge. How do you stay awake in a sleeping world? Because once you wake up, you start to notice the traps, the distractions, the noise, the endless scrolling, selling, seducing. Everything designed to numb your soul, to pull you back in, to make you forget. The Matrix doesn't mind if you wake up, as long as you stay quiet, as long as you don't act differently, as long as you keep playing the game. But you're not here to play small. You're here to remember, to embody, to create new codes, not by fighting the Matrix, but by vibrating beyond it. You shift the Matrix every time you speak truth in a world of masks. Every time you choose presence over performance, compassion over competition, stillness over stimulation, you become the glitch. You become the signal. You become the living proof that freedom is not outside, but within. This doesn't mean you escape society. You don't need to live in a cave or leave your job. You simply start showing up as your real self. You question, you feel, you listen deeper, and suddenly, the system has less power over you, because its power was never physical. It was perceptual. And now you see how the Matrix uses fear to shape choices, how it turns truth into taboo, how it rewards silence and punishes intuition. But you no longer fear the consequences of being awake, because now you know the cost of staying asleep is far greater. In the final part, we'll bring it all together. We'll talk about what it means to become the creator of your own reality, but not in theory, but in vibration, because the Matrix may still be here, but you're not a prisoner anymore. You're a mirror breaker, a dream walker, a living code. Let's finish this. So now you know the Matrix is real, but it's not made of metal and machines. It's made of thoughts, fears, beliefs, patterns passed down like inheritance. It was never about cables in your neck. It was about stories in your mind. But here's the secret they never told you. You're not just inside the Matrix. You're projecting it. Reality is not fixed. It's fluid. And the moment you shift inside, everything outside begins to follow. Because the Matrix doesn't disappear when you awaken. It transforms. You begin to move differently, speak differently, feel differently. And as your frequency rises, the code bends. You stop chasing. You start creating. You realize you're not a victim of this reality. You're the author of it. You choose your perception. You choose your response. You choose your vibration. And vibration rewrites the Matrix. So if you feel like the world is fake, maybe it is. Not because it isn't real, but because it isn't true. Because truth doesn't enslave. It liberates. And when you begin living from truth, not borrowed beliefs, not programmed patterns, but your own deep, soul-level knowing, you're no longer in the Matrix. You're beyond it. So breathe. You don't need to escape. You don't need to fight. You just need to remember, you are the dreamer. You are the code. You are the glitch. And the key. If this message stirred something inside you, don't ignore it. You didn't find this by accident. Your soul is remembering. And now, it's your turn to help others remember too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for feeling. Thank you for waking up.